Hey girl, hey! What's the tea? What's the gossip? Let's talk about it. And I was like, are we okay? Like, what is going on? I'm literally obsessed. Hey friends! Welcome back to another episode of YAP Sessions. I'm very cozy right now, which I'm always cozy when I film these because I get to just sit in bed and yap with you guys. I'm so happy to be filming and doing another little sit down chit chat with you guys. It's about all fun things that I have been digesting over the last month, pretty much. I'd say from like mid-March, pretty much the entire month of April, I'd say, is mostly what I've been consuming and enjoying over that kind of time period. So I'm happy to dive in with you guys for another episode of like a monthly digest with you guys. I really did enjoy my media that I consumed instead of doom scrolling, and essentially that is kind of the idea of this episode, but a little different. I feel like I like the idea that's like these are things that I'm consuming, and then I get the time to like reflect and digest everything and then tell you about how I feel. So I really do want to go more in depth later on in other episodes. So keep tuned for that. And then I had a few little favorites that I will add at the end that I felt like I could just slip in there instead of doing a whole favorites video. So this is my monthly digest for April. I think I've made it kind of abundantly clear. If you are a follower or watch my videos or kind of know me, I am a big media person. I love media. I love books. I love movies. I love TV shows. I love music, YouTube, like everything under the sun. That I feel is kind of why I started these episodes, is to talk about those things, but to kind of divulge and dissect and digest all of the fun things that, maybe not fun things, but like all the things that media presents itself as. And I really like this kind of idea of like, kind of like a digest of kind of going over all of the things that you've kind of been consuming, like I said, and kind of talking about it. So I was kind of in a reading slump, to be honest with you, and I started kind of trying to get back into it because there's so many books out there that I just really want to start reading again, and I really do enjoy reading. And as much as, yes, I do love scrolling on my phone, but sometimes it's nice to kind of detach and kind of go more analog. And I mean, I feel like I still will always be a digital girly, but like I do like this idea of going like analog and like actually physically reading a book and all of that, which there's only really one physical book that I'm going to be talking about, but I have picked up and I've bought a few other ones, so we will discuss that in other episodes. But the first kind of book that I've been listening to was Lisa Rinna's audiobook. I did mention this in a vlog before. I didn't actually finish her audiobook, so I feel kind of like, feel lame even talking about it. It wasn't that I didn't like it. I just, honestly, I started listening to it. I really enjoyed it. And then I think I just got caught up with like other things that I've been kind of doing, so I didn't get to finish it. But I did really enjoy everything so far. I will obviously finish it, and maybe I'll tell my opinion of it maybe in another episode or like a vlog or something. But I did really enjoy her audiobook, and I don't know, I felt like she was very candid about a lot of things, and sometimes I'm kind of like, I didn't really agree with everything she said, but then obviously that's her viewpoint, so you know, you gotta respect that. So yeah, so that was kind of cool. I did DNF it, not because I didn't like it, I just kind of was like, okay, cool. But another book that I did read over this month, more so over the last kind of half of the month, because I did pick this up recently, is this book called 200 Monas by Jan Sands. Never couldn't pronounce anything. I remember seeing this at the store, and there's actually a sticker covering the mouth part, so I didn't realize what was behind it, but it just said 200 Monas, and I'm like, 200 Monas? And I just think of like, when I hear the name Mona, I just think of like Pretty Little Liars. And I read the back and I'm like, okay, this sounds very interesting. I will say this is probably a book that got me out of my reading slump, so I am appreciative for it. So I'll read you guys the back, like the description of the book. So it says, Arvi just wants to get through the week, tantalizingly close to leaving her college years at Westheimer University behind. All she has to do is pass her finals, pack up her life, and ship off to San Francisco for a prestigious big pharma internship. The problem? She just found 200 hits of Molly in her dead mother's closet. And when two drug dealers come to collect what they are owed, they reveal that the pills are not Molly, but actually Mona, a rare pharmaceutical that induces intense orgasms. The dealer gives RV an ultimatum: sell 200 Monas in 48 hours or die. To aid in her seemingly impossible quest, RV recruits Wolf, Westheimer's resident dealer. In a race against the clock, RV and Wolf barrel through their college town, leaving a series of erotic shenanigans and their own intense chemistry in their wake. But as they learn that Mona has a knack for unleashing visceral reactions in the body, what will it unlock in RV, who has been repressing her feelings over her mother's death for weeks? Unashamedly brash, bold, and blistering, 200 Monas is truly a one-of-a-kind read and a playful and honest examination of sexuality, grief, and how to release all that's inside you. Yeah, so that was, I don't know, personally to me, I found that to be very, very interesting. And I will say this book is very entertaining. I feel like if you want something that is going to give you all that entertainment in a book, it's definitely that. And it gives you that little like spiciness and, you know, kind of realism of grief and, you know, relationships. And it's weird because obviously I wouldn't say, well, obviously, yes, it's like there's a lot of sexual content in it in the sense of like people are taking these pills and they're having like, yeah, orgasms. It's also like she works through a lot of her grief with her mom passing away, which is very interesting because it's like, it's a very weird parallel. Like, why would you want to be like, you know, horny and then want to think about your mom dying or your mom's death? Like it's not really that so much. It's more of just like having these intense feelings and also going through something physically intense, which is kind of a strange, very strange parallel. And you can tell like, yes, she's very emotionally avoidant about her mom's passing. And I feel like this whole experience for the character kind of moves her through that and helps her through that in a very weird way, which I'm not saying this is an experience for everybody. I feel like some people have those very strange experiences where you're going through something very like, I don't want to say traumatic, but you're going through something like difficult. And then sometimes you're having these like almost like adjacent like situations that are very humorous and weird and funny. And like, I don't know, it's just very interesting. They say this is like a literary novel. No, but it's fun and it's cute and it made me laugh a lot and it made me, you know, I don't know, it was very like oddly comforting and cozy in a very strange way. And it just kind of gave you like what you needed from it. And I really enjoyed this book a lot. I feel like it would be cute as a movie. I feel like we kind of seen like movies like this or like we've seen stories like this before where it's like we have to race against the clock and do all these crazy things, but I feel like it would be a kind of a fun, cute movie where like, I don't know, these crazy things go on. So yeah, it was a good book. Felt like it kind of pushed me to get out of my slump. So I really enjoyed it actually. And I definitely recommend if you are also into kind of a weird, sexual, funny book that kind of also deals with personal issues at the same time. So my next book is Lena Dunham's Fame Sick, which is, I'm listening on audiobook because she obviously narrates it just like Lisa Rinna did with her book. And let me tell you, I feel like there's something, like I know sometimes I throw the word cathartic around a lot, but like I'm genuinely honest when I say like I feel like this book is very cathartic for me because when Girls came out, I was a teenager and I felt like I found a show that is the weird, funny girl that I felt very connected to in the sense of like, the show is so weird and very like has so many things going on in it and relationships and, you know, it's just strange and it's like nothing I've ever seen before. And I have such a love for Girls. Like I could do a whole episode of YAP sessions just talking about Girls because I love that show so much and I love everything that Lena Dunham has done. And obviously a lot of what she talks about in her book is, you know, how her fame has led to a lot of issues in her life, specifically health issues because of the stress, and how, you know, you're praised so much, but then you can also like get like chest punched back and be criticized so much too. And I feel like it's so interesting to see her kind of dissect her life over the last like decade or so. And it makes me like, a part of me makes me really sad to hear about a lot of things that she's gone through, because I don't think she, like, I think she realizes that, like, there's so many people that genuinely love her, and like me, like myself included, like I am a fan of hers and I love her, and you know, it makes me sad that she ever had to experience any of this, when, like, I don't know, I think she's a genuine person who's just trying to make it in the world and, you know, make your own path. Also to hear like a lot of the behind the scenes of the show too, which is kind of like, sometimes it's like, oh my God, like, okay, I didn't know any of that. And it's weird to like have those retrospect of things, but it's, I'm not really a big biography person, even though I have 2 books on here that are biographies. And I really would say, like, this is probably one of my favorite biographies about a celebrity or a person. Very interesting. She's raw and honest, and she's funny, and it's just like, it's true. Like, you're listening, you're laughing, and then you're also crying hearing the stories, and it's just really good. So if you really love Lena Dunham, I definitely recommend reading her book or listening to it on audiobook. You will not be disappointed. It's an amazing book. I actually had the opportunity to sit in on a Zoom call with Lena Dunham. She's doing her press tour for her book, and there was an opportunity that you could sign up and sit in on a Zoom call, like a digital one. And I just signed up. I thought, oh, maybe I'll pay for it. Let me check it. It was free. And I got to sit in and sit with her for an hour and just chit chat. And she talked about her book and talked about everything. And it was really, really amazing. Like, once in a lifetime opportunities, and knowing, like, loving Lena and her work and everything, it was a really great opportunity. So, and I feel like I love that she's humble enough to do something like that. And it was funny, like, she's sitting in her bed just like I am right now, and she's like, I feel like this is a safe space, I'm gonna lay down. And she's just a cool person, and I admire her so much. So that was really kind of like a full circle moment, especially since I've been listening to her book and really enjoying it. And yeah, that was a really cool opportunity, and I hope more celebrities will do things like that. And yeah, so that was really awesome. Moving on to movies and TV shows. Now, this is where I'm going to get a little bit not so serious and talk about Real Housewives of Beverly Hills season 15. Where do I even start, guys? I know this part of this episode is going to be a little long, so I'm going to try and make it, you know, condensed. A lot of people had many opinions about this season, myself included, but I'm more of just like, I'm interested to like watch this show no matter what happens. Lots of people are like, this season's very boring, like, it's just like, who cares, like, they don't, you know, lots of opinions. Here's my opinion, okay? So personally, I did find, yes, this, compared to the last few seasons, I feel like this season didn't have a lot of oomph to it. Like, it wasn't very like, oh my God. Like, when Erica was going through her thing, I feel like that was like, oh my God. Or like, they were, you know, picking on Denise Richards, like all of that. That was just like so intense. So in a way, it's like, I want the drama, but then it's like almost so like, I feel like I've been so consumed and overwhelmed with their drama that it was kind of nice to just be like, chill out. I don't really get what the issue is between Kyle and Dorit. And I know people are gonna be like, what do you mean? I get what the issue is, but at the same time, I'm like, lots of people, I feel like it's a very two-sided argument. A lot of people don't like Kyle, and they're like, she's being such a bad friend. A lot of people are like, oh my God, Dorit, like, you're just annoying. Personally, I feel like it is two-sided, in my opinion. And I just feel like Kyle, yes, I feel Kyle should have been better friend and not question Dorit so much. And I think Dorit is at a point in her life that she's just had enough, and she's going to stick up for herself, and she's going to do it however she wants to do it. And for that, like, I kind of commend Dorit, because I feel like Dorit, like, she'll have her opinions, so she'll say what she says, but I feel like, yeah, she's like kind of withholds a lot of things because she doesn't want to ruffle the feathers. But now that she's in that position, you know, I feel like I can kind of see her point of view of being like, well, Kyle, like, you're not being a good friend. I don't think Kyle is loyal to Dorit as a friend like she is to other people. And I think she kind of looks at it like, we're just friends for the show, which is like, kind of makes me feel bad for Dorit, because I feel like Dorit's like, I view you as a friend, and I don't view you as a friend for the show. Obviously, that's just my opinion. But yeah, so like, there are things that like, I'm like, Kyle, like, you went through your things last year and you're sitting there on your high horse picking on Dorit. Like, some of that kind of stuff was weird, and like, who cares? Like, I don't know. You can tell it's just like drama for the show that's just like unnecessary, but yeah, so like, I don't know though. Like, it's kind of hard to see where this direction will go with this friendship. Like, I don't know. It's getting kind of awkward. Yeah, and then obviously people had like opinions about Amanda Francis. I didn't really care for Amanda. Like, she was fine. I felt like she was a little annoying. Like, yeah, like all the things that they were annoyed about. I'm like, yeah, that's true. But I felt like, I don't know, like, I felt like it was hypocritical for them to be like, oh, she's just always talking about like her, like, talking about all these annoying things, when it's like, you guys all talk about that. So I don't know why you're specifically pinpointing her and saying that. So I don't know. It was okay, but it was like, So I'm curious to see what the next season will be like, because hopefully there's a bit more interesting kind of stuff about it. I really love that Rachel Zoe was on this season. She definitely made the show really good, and I hope she stays for as long as she can, because I thought she was very cool. And Rachel Zoe, but you don't know about her enough to like get really personal. Obviously she does get a little personal, but not really. It's more just like, oh, she's going through a divorce or whatever. But it was kind of cool to like kind of put a personality to her name, and I definitely liked her. Like, I like Rachel Zoe. But like, now I'm like, I love Rachel Zoe. So anytime I go in a store and I see Rachel Zoe, I'm like, love you, girl. Yeah, she was a great addition. Bose is a great addition too. I did find though Bose was kind of gaslighting Amanda a bit, and it's like, you have film evidence that you are gaslighting. That's weird, but okay. And it's just, I don't know. I feel like the whole thing against Amanda was very strange, but whatever. I think every season they always just need like a villain, and I think they're trying to choose Amanda to be like a villain or something. I don't know. It's kind of a weird dynamic, I guess. I guess that didn't take as long as I thought. I have so many thoughts and opinions on it that I'm like, I don't even know where to start, to be honest with you. But also too, like, it's just like, I don't know. And then Erica, like, kind of siding with Kyle. It's like, oh my god, this is gonna start a war. And I do really feel bad. Like, even though, yes, like, Dorit's not my favorite. I do like Dorit, but I just felt like, like, yes, like, a little annoying here and there, but I don't feel like, I don't know. I feel like Dorit has been a good friend and supported her friends throughout the seasons, and I don't feel like that's being reciprocated, and that kind of bugs me a little bit. But I can kind of see where Kyle's like, well, why are you just picking on me when like everybody else is saying it too? But the thing is, like, Kyle, you're in a different position than everybody else. Like, you are her friend, or you're supposed to be. So I don't know. We'll see where that goes, I guess. Okay, we're gonna move on to another topic. I did like an Avengers rewatch. This isn't really a big thing, a big part of my digest for the month, but I did rewatch Avengers Infinity Saga timeline. And let me tell you, when I got to Endgame, I cried. I have rewatched this timeline, or this saga, the Infinity Saga, many times. This is probably my fifth or sixth time rewatching it. Maybe not that much. Maybe fourth or fifth. I've never cried. And I cried. I cried when Tony died. I cried. I was like, this is so sad. And I just think of like the excitement we all had when the end game, and like all of the movies came out, and like finally getting to the end, and that excitement of like, oh my god, what's gonna happen? And then you obviously know what happens, and you're like, oh my god. I don't know, I feel like I was crying for my past self, that I'm like, I didn't appreciate this as much then, and now I'm just like, oh my god, this is so sad. Yeah, which kind of led me into, I saw a lot of things about Daredevil, and I've talked about this a little bit, I think, in a vlog. I really enjoyed, because Daredevil, I think there's a new season or new show out, Born Again, and I kind of started watching that, and I'm like, I feel like I'm missing a few things. So I watched season 1 of Daredevil, but what I'm trying to do is watch all the seasons in the chronological order for the Defenders. So I watched season 1 of Daredevil, I am still watching Jessica Jones season 1. It's kind of drawing out for me. I'm like, okay, I kind of want to get to the end of this because I want to get back into watching Daredevil. Daredevil, where do I start? Dare I say, this is my new favorite thing I say. Dare I say, or I fear, Wilson Fisk. I love that bald-headed man. I don't care if he's horrible. I love that bald-headed man so much. I also love Matthew Murdock. I mean, love a little vigilante. You know, I don't know. It was getting bad, honestly. Like, I had to stop watching because I'm like, I'm happy that I was watching Jessica Jones because I'm like, this is getting weird and I'm getting too obsessed about this. So that was a hyperfixation that I had to kind of control. But also really great. Marvel, like if you love Marvel, it's also kind of like a cool like show and series and all of that to kind of get yourself into when you're like, I'm not really into the whole like the intensity of, you know, all the Marvel and Avengers. And I love that they kind of talk about, they don't like obviously get extensive about it, but they talk about a little bit like, go call the big green guy, or like, you know, all those kind of things. It's kind of funny to see it on a different side of Marvel. So that was kind of funny and interesting. So it was very Marvel themed for April, for sure. Another show on Hulu is Paradise with Sterling K. Brown. Really great show. I realized that I really love vigilante characters. Also characters that go against the government, which I'd say Daredevil is definitely one of those shows or characters as well. Paradise definitely hits that on the nose of fighting against the government and fighting against corruption. And I don't know, the show reminded me of something else that I've watched before. It kind of reminded me of that show. Oh my God, I can't remember the name of it. It was the one where the girl was covered in tattoos and each tattoo was like a puzzle piece of something they're trying to figure out. I'll insert the name or I'll insert it. I'm sorry, I can't think of it right now. That was a really good show. I kind of stopped watching that, but I think because it kind of got a little repetitive. But that, it kind of reminded me of that where it's like, you're trying to figure out what's going on and like there's a lot of government corruption and, you know, all of that. So Paradise is really cool. And Sterling K. Brown, like, oh my God, he's such an amazing actor. And like, you really feel the intensity of emotions and thoughts and everything with him. And very, very interesting show that like, I like shows like that, but I'm more of like I like a fantasy. I like something that doesn't really exist or happen. And this is like kind of interesting where it's like, could this happen though? Could something like this like really go on, you know? So I don't want to spoil the plot of the story because the plot of the story is kind of like a plot twist. So if you haven't watched it, it is very good. If you like people going against the government, also feels like not Handmaid's Tale obviously, but like that, like we're fighting like the government in a way too. So yeah, definitely a good show if you're interested in stuff like that. I definitely recommend. Movies that I've been enjoying, I recently watched Caddo Lake. That was a very interesting movie. The whole time I'm like, who's who, what's what? It was like one of those like, and it was one of those things that I'm like, is something gonna pop out? Are we gonna see these like this creepy thing? It's not like, it wasn't, I don't know how to explain that. It wasn't like a presence or a being or any of that was what was causing the problems. It was almost like, I don't even know how to explain it. Like, it was almost like environmental was like the horror part. Like this area in this lake was causing the issue. You know, it wasn't like a person or a thing. It was like just this area that was affected and making a lot of issues. Like, I can't spoil the plot, but I kind of like when I watch a movie like that, or really I watch any kind of movie that I'm like, I need more information. I always go to Reddit. I go to Reddit for everything, to be honest with you. And a lot of people were saying that if you like the show Dark on Netflix, which I have never actually watched, but I've heard it's really good. It had the same kind of like time jumping, time travel, not time travel, but like time jumping kind of situation where, you know, you have a character that's kind of moving through different time periods or different, what's it called? Time lapse? No. Different, like, oh my God, are the words not wording? I will get to a point, but I just don't know when that will be. Just like the character jumps through different time periods, and that's all I can say. I know my friend Shabila, she loves that show, and I told her I recommend that movie to her because I'm like, if you like that show, a lot of people are saying that's very similar. So kind of an interesting, kind of a different kind of like suspenseful kind of movie where you're like, oh my god, what's gonna happen? And obviously things happen, but you're not like, oh my god, that was so scary. It was like kind of thought-provoking, that like, oh, that's very interesting. And how like things, like I really love a movie where like things all interconnect with each other and everything has a meaning, and it's just, I don't know, very like, I almost want to rewatch it just to like have that experience again of like trying to understand what's going on. And then my last movie is Devil Wears Prada. So I guess technically this isn't really an April thing, but I did want to talk about this because I got to see Devil Wears Prada, and I really, really, really enjoyed the movie. I don't care what people say. People are going to have their opinions about it. I thought it was great. A really great sequel. Sometimes they do sequels and I'm like, like, I hate to say it. I fear to say, I hate to say it, I didn't really enjoy the sequel to Freaky Friday. It was a little lackluster for me. I thought it could be a little bit more interesting. But anyways, yeah, no, Devils Wear Prada 2 was great. I loved it. I loved everything. I felt like it just hit the nail on the head for everything. And I really liked that, like, it kind of reflected how things have changed over the last 20 years, and that, like, we are afraid to kind of move forward and see how things will be or be different, but also be okay with that we're afraid too, right? And like that was the thing too, like everybody's so afraid, like what if magazines never exist anymore? Like, and that fear that I feel like is very, I think, realistic to have, because you know, there is going to come a time that we probably won't have all these things anymore, and that's scary to think about. And how we can still in this moment enjoy all those things, but also enjoy obviously the fashion and, you know, all of that stuff. So yes, it was very good. If you love that movie, I definitely recommend seeing that as well. It was a good, like, you know, cute movie to just go and just see with your friends or whoever else loves the first one, and just enjoy the funniness of it. And I don't know, it was cute. Like I had a lot of moments that I'm like, that's so cute and funny, and just like hee hee ha ha. So yeah. Okay, moving on to YouTube videos. As you guys know, I'm a big YouTube girl. Or if you don't know and you're new, hey. If you're new, hey, hello, welcome. I'm a big YouTube girl, and I will be for the rest of my life. I love YouTube. And these are just some videos that I've been enjoying over the last kind of month. The first thing I had written down was Mac Miller's Tiny Desk concert. I love Mac Miller. I feel like I've grown my appreciation for him, obviously, after he passed away. I've never really watched many of his interviews and stuff, but to kind of see him, I feel just seeing him, and you know, it's bittersweet, obviously, because you get to see how, you know, of a beautiful human he was, and his personality. And I don't know, I feel like there's something about him that seems very like down to earth in a way. Like obviously he has, I don't know, he talks about a lot of various different things, but I feel like he just seemed like a very cool, chill guy, but also very funny. Which is obviously what he's known for. Really good. A really good Tiny Desk. I love the Tiny Desk concerts whenever they come out. I think they're so fun and cute, and I love them. But his, I don't know, I was trying not to get emotional when I was watching it, but I'm like, made me really, really appreciate him a lot more and his music. And yeah, so we lost a good one with him. So also I did do a whole episode for Elevation that I talked about doing like your own personal curriculum. I kind of fell off with that just because like I'm not really committed to like sitting down doing something every month, but I still like to educate myself on my own time. And I love learning about space, and I've talked about this in other videos, and I've just been like really on a kick of like watching space videos. I get a little zooted and I watch a video and I'm like, this is so cool. It makes me want to have a hot dog real bad. Sorry, when I said it like that, it just reminded me of that. Anyways, yeah, just any videos about space, or even like I've seen a few about like Earth, and I'm like, this is so cool. And I'm just like fascinated by space and all of that stuff. So I really love a good like educational like video. It's super nerdy, but I don't care. I love it. Some YouTubers that I've been really enjoying. I've also obviously talked about this. Harrison Wallace, cooking videos. Love his channel. I love his vibe. I love all his content. Like, I feel like he just makes food that I would eat or want to make. Love him. Love his vibe. So definitely been enjoying his content a lot, and it's like been making me want to bake and cook. And I mean, my last vlog, or my, I guess not last vlog, but the vlog before that, attempting to do that, and I really failed, and I was like, I can't do this. I'm not doing this every month or every videos or every month, every video. So yeah, been loving his videos. Another YouTuber that I recently found over the last month was Soph Mosca. She's really cute, and what was interesting about her is she has type 1 diabetes, and she obviously talks about that. Like, that's not her entire content, but she talks about that and her kind of like struggles and also just triumphs and just all the things surrounding that. And I thought it was like kind of interesting to me, and how like you have somebody who is obviously going through this kind of health issue. And I don't know, it wasn't, that was the only thing, that was not the only thing that I was interested by. I just thought like I liked her content, I like what she does and how she makes her videos, but I also thought that aspect was interesting, that she just like talks about like how her life was before and how she's dealing with it now, and you know, like all of the things. So it's interesting to me to kind of have somebody, you know, kind of divulge kind of a part of their life that's kind of difficult to deal with, and you know, interesting. I don't know, like it just interested me. I don't know how I can really explain it more than that. That just, it was cool. But I also just love her content. I think she's cute and fun, and she's also queer. So I'm like, as a queer person, I also, you know, want to find other people that are very similar into my own personal interests. So I think that was also another kind of fun, cool aspect of kind of why I liked her videos and stuff as well. Another one was Maddie Dragsbeck, also a fellow queer and also a fellow plus size content creator. So it's nice to find people who I feel like align with who I am as a person too. And I really like Maddie's videos. I was like binging like mostly all of them, and I really enjoy her content and how like she's just very like straightforward, confident, you know, like I feel like just like a powerful person that just like, this is who I am. And it's very admirable to me to like see these people, and like especially as a plus size woman, to see another plus size woman like doing what she wants to do and being here. And yeah, really enjoyed her content. And I don't know, when I watch her videos, it just gives me a lot of confidence that I really appreciate and need sometimes. Another one is Casey Syrian. She's like a really cutesy, like she's really cute, and I just love her like little aesthetic. She's very like into the junk journal cutesy kind of vibe, and her videos just make me very, very happy because it's just very aesthetic and cute. And I'm like, I want a little bit of that in my videos, which I'm like, I'm trying to make it happen, but yeah. Like, I feel like I try to take pieces of everybody that I watch and like kind of add to my own repertoire, but a really cute, like cozy kind of vibe that I like from her content. So she's, yeah, really good too. All right, we're gonna move on to music. I've been very like in my seasonal music vibe. You know, I created a whole playlist for spring, which I did talk about in my last episode of YAP sessions for, you know, adding a little whimsy to your life. I will also add that playlist into this, the description bar as well if you're interested. But really curating like playlists for the seasons. I've been really enjoying that, and I've really been enjoying the playlist that I curated for spring. And I felt like it just has so many songs that are just like giving me the spring vibes that I'm very much enjoying and appreciating. But also too, like I love lo-fi music, and I feel like there's so many playlists for seasons and feelings and vibes, but spring vibes, I just feel like, I don't know, I feel like my, you know, Animal Crossing character, where I'm just like listening to my lo-fi music and just beep beep boop boop. I don't know. I just love lo-fi. It just makes me feel like a cutesy little person. I've also been really enjoying Harry Styles' album. I can already tell it's gonna be a Harry Styles summer. I'm gonna be listening to that album on repeat all summer. Yeah, I'm gonna be rotating Joe the Crux album, rotating that again because that's a good summer album, and also rotating Role Models album, Kansas Anymore, The Longest Goodbye. That was like, those two albums was all I listened to last summer. So adding those, but then also gonna be listening to Harry Styles' album as well because it's been so good. American Girls, I think, is gonna be like my number one song for the summer. It's just giving me that, like, I'm a cool girl, and I love it. So, and I love anything that just really appreciates women. Like, I feel like that's like a girl song, you know what I mean? So yeah, I've been loving that. Also, to go back to like Mac Miller's Tiny Desk video, he had Thundercat in that video, and Thundercat worked very closely with Mac Miller, and I've known Thundercat before. Like, you likely have heard a Thundercat song on TikTok, but I feel like he's kind of like a low-key artist that like is very like underrated, and he's just like one of those like quirky kind of funky guys, but like he's so cool at the same time. Like, he's like that cool funky guy, and just his music really reflects that. Like, he's just like, I don't know, he's a whole vibe. Like, he's like positive energy vibe, and I really love listening to music that like reflects that. And yeah, been really loving Thundercat as well. I made a playlist, which I can also add if you're interested. Is I made it God of Thunder or I made it God of Thunder, and then in what are they called, parentheses. Now I'm throwing up gang signs. Okay. Anyways, these things, parentheses, I don't know. Anyways, I don't think it's called parentheses. I could be wrong. I'll put the right word on the screen. God of Thunder and then cat. Okay, moving on. I've also kind of did a deep dive on Ethel Cain. So, Ethel Cain, where do we begin? How much time do we have? No, very interesting opinions, and I don't know how to feel. Okay, so Ethel Cain, obviously know her, listen to her. Wouldn't say I'm like a major fan, but like, cool. I like her music. I appreciate her music. I respect her music. I feel like we need more people for, you know, artists that are for the, dare I say, the weirdos, you know. There's nothing wrong with that. There's nothing wrong with being a weirdo. I mean, I can say I'm a weirdo. Obviously, listen to her music, known her music. And I remember people were just like, there was a whole thing that came out about her getting canceled because she had old tweets or Tumblr posts or whatever talking about things that were like racist and weird and whatever. Obviously, a part of me was kind of like, oh, that's not really a good look. And then I'm like, she just kept popping up a lot. And I'm like, okay, clearly I just need to like do a deep dive and get this over with and just deal with it and move on. And I will say, I do really like Ethel Cain, or I guess Hayden. So Hayden is obviously the artist, but I never realized that Ethel Cain is a character. And there's so much lore behind Ethel Cain that I thought is very interesting. And I think it's very interesting for an artist to make such a concept out of like a character, an album, the whole like entire musical aspect of it. Like, it's her, like most of her albums are concept albums of this character Ethel Cain, and I think just for that is very interesting. I don't think you necessarily have to like, oh my god, I love Ethel Cain. Obviously there's a lot of Ethel Cain stans that, you know, so as there should be. I like her music is very, I feel like I'm sounding very critical, but more in the sense of like, it's very sad. It's very sad where it's like, I want to listen to sad music, but that's not like all I listen to. And I just feel like it puts me in a very weird headspace, but also too, like, sometimes I want to just listen to it and have my own interpretation. I don't want it to be like something that's already been told to me. So that part of the whole, like, all the songs having all these meanings is very cool, but it's also like, I kind of just want to listen to the song and have my own interpretation of it, whereas obviously the fans have a lot of interpretations for the songs and the meanings and all that. So that it's cool, it's very interesting, but it's also kind of like, okay, a lot of like her song Ptolemaea, I don't even know if that's how you say it, has a whole other meaning to me now. Like, I can't hear that song without knowing the meaning of that song. Before I was just like, this is such a cool edgy song and like blah blah blah, and like now I'm like, I listen to it and I'm like, Oh my God. Like, it's just, and that's great. I do like that. But it's also like, sometimes I want to live in my own story. Like, I want to relive my own story in the song, if that makes sense. Like, it's kind of like a weird, like, maladaptive daydream thing. But she, like, I feel like we need artists like Ethel Kane. Like, we need her in this realm because we don't get to see that very often. And I think we need to appreciate her and her artistry more. And a lot of people do. Like, people who love Ethel Kane. It makes me sad though that she has beef with Lana Del Rey. I think that beef is weird to me because I feel like, and it was kind of a joke that somebody said, well, Lana walked so, or was it? Lana ran so Ethel could walk, and then she responds to that tweet saying, yeah, like I pushed her over when I ran by. And like, I feel like that encapsulates who she is as a person, like her humor. But it is very true, and it makes me kind of sad that they have beef, which I don't know, I think there's something else going on there that nobody probably really knows. But I could definitely see that, like, I feel like Lana kind of gives that, like, weird, depressed, not mean girl, but like that kind of like weird, depressed girl that like I feel like so many of us really love and appreciate out of her music. And like the parallels are here. They're parallel. You know, it's there. It birthed from something else. That's all I will really say. So, yeah. All right, we are almost at the end. I feel like this episode would be a little longer than my other episodes, but don't worry, it is definitely worth it. Moving on to things that have been Pinteresting a lot, or pinned. I love that this is kind of an aspect of like your kind of digest is things on Pinterest. I try to reflect on a lot of things that I've been pinning, and I Pinterest a lot of things. I Pinterest like recipes, I Pinterest like decoration ideas, like even like decoration ideas for like my future home one day, or you know, I Pinterest so many things, and like I Pinterest a lot about like workouts, and like I Pinterest everything. Like I'm on Pinterest probably once a day at least. Like I love Pinterest. Like it's just my escape from reality. However, I try to reflect a lot of like what have I been Pinteresting the most over the last month. I would definitely say I have been trying to get a lot of inspiration for nail designs. So that is like number one. Like I find so many pictures and inspiration on Pinterest for like ideas to do for my press on nails. And one was like the aura. It's like the aura nails where it's like one color and then it's like another color over top. Like I've been trying to perfect this like aura nail, and it's getting to the point that I'm like, I just want to perfect it and get it over with. And like, no, I really love this look of like aura nails, especially for summer, like having this like kind of gradient, kind of ombre almost look nails, and just kind of this like, I want to do something fun with like gems and all these kind of fun things, but also like polka dots. I've been really into polka dots a lot lately, which is funny because I've typically been a person that I'm like, I'm not really into polka dots, but I've just really been into like polka dots, like everything polka dots. And then yeah, like just any kind of nail things I've been really loving. A lot of things that I've been Pinteresting is also things to like really curate and kind of make like a very personal style. I feel like I just need to have a rebrand and like kind of redo my wardrobe, and something that I've been like kind of going back and forth on for a while. And that is like something I've been really Pinteresting a lot, is trying to figure out like what's my style, what is it I want to wear, what I want to do, but also have fun with my style and do kind of fun things. And you know, really finding, you know, outfits that I feel like are me, but also to like kind of be kind of different than maybe what I usually do, or just like have fun with my style. So I've also just been Pinteresting a lot of like clothing and a lot of like different things like that. Definitely what I've been Pinteresting the most. Another thing is like I'm really getting into athletic wear. I mean, I've always loved athletic wear. Like it's not like a new thing, but I want like a really cute, like I want to wear cute athletic outfits when I go on my walks. And like I just feel like, I don't care if this sounds kind of flippant, but like I just feel like if you're in a cute little outfit, it just motivates you to get out. And I think if anything big or small motivates you to like get out of the house, go for a walk, go exercise or whatever, I feel like, yes, it's kind of like materialistic, but you know what? If it gets me out to go do something, I'm not mad at it. And if I'm gonna look cute, I look cute. So I've been like seeing a lot of like inspiration of things that I just want to do and wear. And it's just kind of been pushing me to like kind of try and find athletic wear that is obviously comfortable and, you know, meant for my body too. So also seeing, you know, pictures of plus size bodies in athletic wear has also been very great to see. And, you know, that has really also motivated me too to be like, we can all be beautiful in all our different sizes and also be comfortable in what we're wearing and also be realistic that like, yeah, like talking about like what works, what doesn't work, all of that. So I've been trying to like kind of been on the hunt for finding some like good athletic wear. Old Navy has been really holding it down though. That's really like my kind of one-stop shop for most things is Old Navy. But yeah, that I think I'm going to kind of go through maybe in another episode or in my vlogs too. So if you're also a plus size baddie like me, you can also learn more about that when I talk about that in my vlogs and whatnot. So yeah. And then lastly, I just have a few favorites that I thought I would just kind of stick in here instead of doing a whole favorites video because I was kind of like, I know I have favorites, but I'm like, I don't remember them all. So I'm just going to stick in what I have. And then if I decide to do a favorites video at some point, I will. So for skincare, one of my favorite products that I've been using recently is the Naturium 2% salicylic acid. It's like a toner almost, but it's not. It's like a liquid, and it is similar to the Paula's Choice 2% liquid. And I feel like for like half the price, it is just as good. And if you are somebody who has like large pores or acne or trying to just prevent acne, I feel like this is a great product. It also exfoliates the skin, which is kind of fun and interesting because usually I just exfoliate with my like glycolic acid, but it leaves your skin being very smooth. And I just feel like it just makes my skin so smooth, and I've just been really, really enjoying it. And it's just something I use in my skincare routine, and I feel like I will just be keeping in my skincare routine because I love it so much. And it's also a product that you don't need a lot of. Like you just need like a tiniest bit, and it just goes over your face, and it's just I've been loving that product. Going into makeup, honestly, makeup for me, I really haven't been doing anything too different, and I'm still enjoying like all the things that I've obviously previously have talked about. However, my number one thing that I've been loving so much are eyeshadow sticks. I never realized how much I would love eyeshadow sticks, and they're just so convenient, wrapped up in a little stick. You just put it on and you can do so many looks and things with them. Personally, I like the CoverGirl ones and the L'Oreal ones. CoverGirl ones are more shimmery, so if you want to do like a shimmery look, I really love. And then the L'Oreal ones, they have shimmery ones, but they have like this like brown kind of matte one, because I've been trying to like recreate this look that Hilary Duff did, and I think I found the right product for it, and I just really love it. I like, you can like do really like more smoky look or more darker look. It's just like, it's a really good product, and I'm so happy I have it, and I've been loving those eyeshadow sticks so much. So definitely give them a try. I feel like they just make your makeup application, all of that, so much like quicker and easier, and it's just like, it's great. Going into clothes, I have been loving my Asics Gel NYC 2000 sneakers that I got I bought them in my Spend the Day with Me vlog, and I've been wearing them so much recently. Love, 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 love. Like, I want a pair in every color. I love these shoes so much. I'm also like debating about getting a pair for work because I'm like, they're just so comfortable. So I'm so happy with my purchase of them. They're definitely worth the money, and they're just so cute. I just feel like I'm just like in my cute little sneaker athletic era, and I'm just so happy with it. So yes, don't sleep on Asics. They're a really good shoe. Like, you definitely have to give them a try. And then lastly, kind of going back to the athletic wear, is I have been loving so much the no front seam leggings from Old Navy. We need to do a round of applause for Old Navy. Thank you, Old Navy, because like I do have obviously a lot of leggings with the front seam, which I still will wear, but I don't know, I feel like not as like insecure because I got a fupa. I got things going on, and I just feel like I get unnecessary camel toe when I don't need it. Like I don't have camel toe, I just unnecessarily get it. And it's nice to have something that doesn't give that and I can just wear and I can be comfortable. And I am so happy that like brands are doing this and I feel like we need this more. So thank you for giving me that. And yeah, I've been loving those leggings. Like I wear them all the time. Honestly, I'm like, I just want to get rid of all my leggings and just have those, but that's not realistic. And that's kind of like intense, but yeah, I've been really loving that as well. And yeah, that's pretty much it, guys. This has been a long-winded episode. I had to break this up a little bit in between just to catch my breath. But yeah, we have a bit of a longer episode, so I hope you guys enjoyed. Thank you so much for tuning in for another episode of YAP Sessions. And I love just sitting here and just talking about like my favorite things and all of that. So I hope you guys enjoyed. I will also have pretty much everything I've talked about in this video in a Substack article. So please check that out. I will likely have that up. Well, I will have that up once this video goes up. So please check that out and support me on Substack. I'm still trying to getting in the groove of Substack, but I'm still obviously enjoying everything. So yeah, I'm a little intimidated with Substack only because I feel like, oh my gosh, there's obviously so many great writers and people and very cool people aesthetic over there. But yeah, trying to enjoy my time there as well and just kind of get a bit more, into writing again. So please follow me over there. I love and appreciate that, and I'll follow you back. So I hope you guys enjoyed, and I will see you guys in another episode of YAP Sessions very, very soon. And I will catch you guys in another vlog. Alrighty, have a great day. See you later.